My name is Emily Davlos. I live at 1080 West Kaibab Lane, about 100 steps from this proposed development. And I just want to draw attention to the fact that people cared enough to pack this place on a Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. And tonight, democracy failed. It's really sad to see what took place. Multiple groups requested specific info regarding the number of units and where. We have not been provided this information. In fact, groups called and found out there are at most 15 places, and with the stipulations involved, those people still wouldn't qualify. So the information, their claims and presentation need to be validated before moving on. I'm speaking to you today because I'm opposed to this development as proposed, and I'm concerned about some of what I've read in the staff report, which was prepared for you by the city staff. I did take time to read through the staff report, and as I was reading it, two main concerns kept popping up for me. The first concern is how many exceptions are being made for this proposal? The first and most obvious one would be the zone change, which I would like to remind everyone here is an exception. A zone change is not something that should be taken for granted. This is a discretionary and community right, which our elected officials are supposed to reflect the best interest of the community, not the developer. Other exceptions mentioned in the report include height exceptions because the pitch of the roof and the forced stair and elevator towers on the parking garage, allowing an out-of-place building even taller than the zoning code allows. Reductions in parking requirements for being near a bus stop, which will exacerbate many of the traffic and parking issues we've heard concerns about today. And the worst one, Landmark was able to keep all of the density bonuses usually tied to contributions to affordable housing, but since their development is not suited for affordable housing and the city has decided to waive their fee, they seem to be getting all of the benefits with none coming back to the community. My other concern with the staff report is the recommendation made by city staff do not seem to actually reflect any real changes in the size or realty of this proposed development. At the end of the report, city staff recommends that development along Blackboard Roof should be limited to 3 stories in height within the first 50 feet of the frontage. Additional stories up to the maximum allowed building height as defined by the zoning code may be achieved provided they are set back at least 35 feet from the facade of the stories below. And all of this with no ultimate change to the 650 student number we've been hearing about all along. How will this work? Does the recommendation reflect a significant change? Lastly, city staff recommendation number 8. The developer should enter, you can read it because I'm out of time. This is a lot to consider and a lot to be lumped in. So you've got enforcement of relocation package, establishment and maintenance of on-site management plan, good neighbor policy, affordable housing, pedestrian crossing, all of that in one recommendation. What all of this adds up to is a developer getting a lot of exceptions made for a project the community doesn't want. This is not okay, and giving that a rezoning is a community right. I think that today is the day we exercise that right and say no to this proposal as people have. Listen to the community, not to the developer who doesn't even live here. That money will go elsewhere. Thank you.
Thank you.